So how do you think of great work these days?
Well, for me, it sort of has a couple parts. One part is that impact is kind of a controlling theme. I've written several books that has impact in the title. We talked about high impact instruction, talked about impact cycle. We talked about communication that makes an impact in the Better Conversations book. So impact has been key, and it's really, to me, the work we do is really about what can we do to have the biggest impact on the quality of kids' lives. And that also probably means we have to have an impact and should have an impact on the quality of teachers' lives. So our big focus is that, and we're trying to create a kind of company that is clearly focused on moral purpose, and we wanted to have as much impact as possible. I'm not going to be content. And our catchphrase that we use to describe what we do is every student, every day, and every class has excellent instruction everywhere. So we're always trying to make sure that we're moving closer to that goal.
How do you find the focus behind that goal? Because one way of receiving that is a sense of overwhelm, because there's an awful lot of students in an awful lot of classrooms getting an awful lot of instruction. So I'm curious to know how over the years you've figured out where the greatest levers of impact, the greatest kind of places to put your real time and attention are.
Well, I really am influenced a lot by people like Steve Jobs and all the different people who've written about simplicity and zoning in on the core and getting to the essence. I love Jobs' quote that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. And, our coaching cycle that we follow is pretty simple, but it took us about 20 years of meddling around to arrive on something that's so blazingly obvious. And we want to keep doing that to figure out things like the kind of relationship between teachers and students. And so that would be one thing. And then when I read Tipping Point way back a long time ago when it first came out, I was struck by the whole idea of creating a virus and spreading ideas like a virus. In fact, I think I saw it first in Csikszentmihalyi's book on the evolving self. And so we do take a kind of a viral approach to what we do. Not viral like we're going to make a little funny clip that's going to catch on, but more that we're trying to spread health through a healthy virus. And so that those two things come to mind right now as essential, simplicity and trying to spread these ideas. And we believe if you have something good and then it works, if it's in simple terms, easy and powerful, people will embrace it. And we're trying to always make our stuff more accessible, more focused, and more powerful.
Is that the essence of trying to make something virus-like? In other words, catchable? I mean, it's funny you say that. I've said for years that the impact I personally want to have in the world is to infect 1 billion people with the possibility virus. So I've got that metaphor as well. And I'm now thinking to myself, God, did I get that from the Tipping Point without even realizing that that's where it came from? So I'm curious to know how you get things to spread, and what have you learned over the years from trying to make that actually happen?
Well, I don't think we're as good as we want to be, and I think there's two different kinds of viruses. There's the video clip of the cat going down the stairs that 2 billion people have seen. But what I'm interested in is when I say spreading health, I think it's about just getting better and better at what we do and getting more and more simple. I think. My work has just been about trying to solve problems. We start here and we go, well, we need to work more on communication. How will we address that? And then how can we just keep refining it? So the book Instructional Coaching has a coaching model that's radically different from what we do now. What we do now is in many ways much more simple and more powerful, but that's what our outcome is. I guess something that spreads has something to say, whether it's humor or whatever it is. I mean, something that spreads. But to me, I want to spread things that are people can see it's making a difference. One last quick thought about this is I want our focus on what's good for kids to be unmistakably evident to everybody so that when they interact with us, and we could easily fall short, but they should feel warmth and, as corny as it sounds, love and affection and kindness. Not that we're naive about creating a business and how you have to flourish, but there should be this real sense that these people they treat you with respect, and we're spreading respect. So I think that's maybe another, I don't know if it's working or not, but that's certainly a strategy we're taking.
I love it. That piece around where that takes me, Jim, is, it's so people are looking for any excuse not to interact with you. They're looking for the moment to be able to walk away going, they kind of let me down. So how do you show up kind of with full integrity and full sense of your commitment being your heart on your sleeve so that people find it unmistakable as to what you're up to?
I think we're transparent about everything we do. I think we position the people we work with as partners, which means we position them as the one making the decisions about what matters most to them. I think we're honest about what we can and can't do, and we help people measure whether or not they're having impact.
Yeah.
And I think when you genuinely see the person, and we don't manipulate people. We don't say we've got a sale for the next 2 months and then the price is going to go up. We just say this is what it's going to cost if we have something that has a sale. We put a ton of stuff online for free. People can do it on their own. That's great. We're just here if we can be helpful. These are the things we can do. And I think people sense that when they work with us. In a funny way, I think when you treat people with respect and you give them choices and you avoid manipulation and you don't use little tricks to get people to pay attention to you, I think they actually listen more. So,
hey, it's MBS here. Look, if you picked up my new book, How to Begin, Start Doing Something That Matters, and you're like, I like this, or even if you haven't yet picked it up, you should go check out howtobegin.com. There's a bunch of additional resources, videos, templates that you can download to really help you get started on the stuff that matters.